Please make it loud for Josh Johnson!
I love being in Seattle. It's dope here, you know. Feels like if Brooklyn had mountains. Yeah, it's just a more relaxed, seemingly relaxed pace of life here than I'm used to. Because even y'all's, I'm not critiquing, I'm just noticing. Even y'all's crime is at a slower pace. You know what I mean? Like, y'all still got crime and everything, but when it happens, it's like, everybody's like, oh yeah, that is illegal. This didn't happen this time, but years ago, I was in Seattle and I saw, it was a very confusing sight. I don't know what I saw, but what it looked like from the outside, looking in Brooklyn to Seattle, what it looked like was this woman's purse had been stolen. But the thief and the woman weren't running. I think that's what confused us all, because we were, like, one of two things was happening, all right? Either a couple had an argument, the man walked away forgetting he had been holding his girlfriend's purse. So he walking off in a huff, and then she following him because maybe she knows whatever she said went a little too far this time. Or a man with very little commitment to his craft stole a woman's purse and then casually walked off. And then a woman who must not care about the purse decided, I'll go get it. It was so confusing because the man was walking and he was walking like casually, just walking, holding the purse, but just walking. And then the woman behind him is like, hey. And then at one point she leaned towards the purse to grab, the strap. And the man was like, huh. That's when I had to reassess the whole situation. Because what if it was not this woman's purse? What if this woman is the lazy thief? What if this man is just trying to have a day out with his purse and this woman who likes the purse is like, I would like to have that and I don't plan on paying or running. And they just continue like that down the street. Hey. I watched them do this into the distance. I didn't want to get involved because you ever get involved in an argument and you pick the wrong side, and now you don't know where you stand. You see two people arguing and everything. It's like you try to step in, try to be not necessarily a hero, but just a good Samaritan. Hey, what's the problem here, right? And then you feel like at the end of this thing you should have just left it alone. One time, I was doing a bar show, and we get out of the bar show, and in the parking lot is this couple having this shouting match, and this big old dude and this tiny woman, and he's not moving in a way that's threatening her, but he is like just yelling at her real loud, and she's yelling too, but he's got a booming voice, and she just can't match his level, and they are getting like a little closer. He's still not like bucking up or anything. It's just, if anything, she's walking up to him, I guess to make her point, a little bit more clearly. And so, I don't know, my friends and I saw this, and I just walked over, just being like, hey, y'all good? What's with all this yelling? And admittedly, I was talking to him. This is a big old dude yelling at this tiny woman. And I'm in my head, I'm like, all right, hopefully, if I step in, somebody will back me up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not big enough to stop him, and I don't know the proper techniques, but if I throw myself at him and somebody else is coming, then maybe together we could come up with something to do. And so he's yelling, she's yelling. I'm like, hey, 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 y'all good? Y'all good? What's up? What's up? Calm down, bro. What's up? And then he's like, she poisoned my dog. Because I had everybody looking at me from when I said I'm gonna go say something. And then they heard that part, and then I'm like, I wish I was over there with y'all, because y'all were in the minding your business section. That looks like a better section to be in. And I didn't know what to do, because I don't know what their history is, but if the most recent thing that has happened is the poisoning of the dog, if the only thing that has happened is the poisoning of the dog, I think he might be in the right to raise his voice, to have a little volume, you know? I don't know the condition of the dog. And so he says that to me, and in the moment, they had both stopped yelling. They were both looking at me. And then the people who I left, my friends from the show, were also looking at me. And in my head, I'm like, well, this really shouldn't be on me. That's crazy. I came over to diffuse the situation, and then I became diffused. And so I'm like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? She poisoned my dog. And then everybody's just staring. And so I'm looking at my friends, and I turn back to those two, and I go from looking at him to looking at her, and I go, stop it. No, I hate picking the wrong side. No, it sucks. I've been watching the news, and I can't help but be taken aback what's going on between people and the companies that these people buy from. Target, they know. Believe me. Target has been in more than hot water. They have been boycotted this year because Target, they're an interesting case because they took it upon themselves to try to be, or at least seem, super inclusive of everyone. Now, these companies aren't people. They're trying to make money, and the hope there is that everyone will want to spend their money here if we look like we're for everybody. That's the idea that goes into it. And a lot of people would say that that's just good business. You want to appeal to as many people as possible, so as many people as possible buy your product or products, right? And so they did that. They took it upon themselves to be the place where it's like, look, Target, you can come here, you can get anything. It doesn't matter who you are. We'll make up products just for you. All right? When your month comes around, we're going to make products. We're going to make products that nobody ever made before. Because nobody asked for. We are going to blow your mind with our products just for you. And they did every year. They managed to blow my mind by making a product that, as a black person, I never knew I didn't want to see. Black History Month would come around, and then they'd hit you with something where you're like, Do you know any black people? Every product that Target came up with for black people during Black History Month felt like they came up with it off a rumor. Do you ever, in my head, I'm like, there's no way a black person pitched this thing, you know? It would just be like, it would be like grape flavored. You're groaning like you didn't see it too. Like, it just be like grape flavored root beer or something. It'd be like, hi, I don't know who told you to do this. They would come out with stuff that made you go, okay, well, even if a black person pitched you this, there's no way you're going to make enough money off of this new product to make it worth it. Like, in my head, I was like, selling this for a month, it doesn't make sense. I think you got a lot of leftover grape-flavored root beer with nowhere to go. And so Target didn't just do it to, black people. They did it to everybody. All of my friends got a special month at Target that made them go, huh, this is odd. And they never got the response that they wanted. Like I'm sure Target was like, oh, they'll love this. It's Pride Month, they'll love this. But none, not a single one, not any of my queer friends ever said, oh, we gotta get down to Target. They got that rainbow volleyball. You know that rainbow volleyball that we love, because rainbow is our whole personality. You know how we've never wanted anything unless it was rainbow. People do to queer people with rainbow what they do to like black people with products sometimes, where they'll be like, I don't know how to market it to black, just make it music, I guess. Try and get more black people to, I don't know, eat at Burger King. They're like, what about some drums? And so that's one of the things, is that Target in their efforts would sometimes still get into like these mini scandals off of people being like, what's the plan here? Some people would be offended sometimes. And then, there's obviously the thing online where people would get mad at the people getting offended. They're offended, the people are offended. And then they take up for Target, kind of, but then they don't even want the product. It's not like they wanted the product. And so they're taking up for Target because they're like, hey, we like grape flavor root beer over here, right? That never happened. It was always someone like, they made it for you, why are you so offended, right? And then taking up for Target as if they want a rainbow volleyball. Very weird. It's like a very weird investment to get into like a product that nobody is buying. And then Target would try to like sidestep. They try to come up with something else. It would be worse. It'd be so much worse. Next year they're like, we're gonna do right by everybody. This product is gonna kill them. All right, they're gonna love it. Watermelon paper plates. And then they see the article and they're like, okay, maybe that was bad. I don't know, maybe, how was I supposed to know? It's not like any black people are like in the C-suite, so. There was one too that cracked me up. This one genuinely is very funny to me. Like none of them really offended me, but I really couldn't get offended at this one because it was so funny. So basically, Black History Month came around and they had made a bunch of like prominent black leaders, these magnets with a bunch of prominent black leaders on them, and all of the magnets were like labeled to the wrong person. Like it was. You could just tell whoever did it that day. Like they were looking at Booker T. Washington, they were like, Muhammad Ali. Like, I just don't know who that product's for. Like personally, I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know who was like, oh, life is good. It's almost perfect. But you know what I don't have? Martin Luther King on my fridge. And sometimes people were more than just offended by these products. Sometimes people felt like that this was like a direct mocking or something, and so then they would boycott Target. And a lot of these previous boycotts, I don't really know how much market value, I don't really know how much stock went down, because there wasn't really a unified front on some of these boycotts. I'm sure they hurt, but they didn't make news in how much they hurt, And then in 2020, in the wake of George Floyd's murder, right? Target, like a lot of companies, made pledges. They made pledges. Target pledged somewhere in the neighborhood of like $2 billion to black businesses over time, and $100 million to black communities also over time. And yeah, that was you look back at 2020 and you remember 22. You remember what everybody was like, we're gonna stop being racist. Remember that? Remember in 2020, I mean, we were all in our rooms. Everybody was like, who would I even be racist to? They're not here. You know how hard it is to be racist when they're not even here. We're gonna stop it. We're all gonna stop it. Companies pledged to stop it. People pledged to stop it. And then we got outside and we were like, oh, I remember. This is America. Come on now, we gotta do a little racism. We said it, but come on, we said a lot of things, all right? We said we were going to learn another language. We didn't do that either. We were inside. You say crazy stuff when you get cabin fever, like, I'll stop being racist. No? And so then you have the next few years where Target themselves, no one was talking to Target that I know of. Nobody had put a target on Target to like be the great hope of black business. They got involved. They were like, and we'll do $2 billion. But nobody was looking at them that I know of. They just inserted themselves, like an annoying person would. And they made a big pledge. That's a big pledge. Even if you were a multi-billion-dollar company, $2 billion is like a lot. And so you see, when Target gets all into all the diversity, all the inclusivity and everything, that's just to try to make money. I hope we can all understand that. And not just because they betray the things that they said that they cared about like 5 years ago. I think even when they were saying it, even when it was happening, we were like, okay. I mean, I look at a company making promises about how much its mission cares about people, multi-billion-dollar company. I look at that the way I look at like sexting. If you've ever been sexted before, depending on who it is, you've read the message and you said to yourself, the thing I say to myself when I read the mission statement of $1 billion company, you're not gonna do all that. No, that's a lie, that's a lie. And I don't even know where this money was supposed to go or where it started going or if it was just for the press release. I have no idea. But I know that when Trump won, Trump immediately, day one, was like, we're going to get rid of DEI. We're going to get rid of all of these programs. We want everything to be merit-based and fair. So obviously we have to get rid of as many people as possible who earn their position over time. And so that's what he did. He started making moves immediately. And then Target, once again, could have done nothing. That's what's so crazy about the situation Target's in. They could have said nothing. Nobody was checking for the watermelon paper plates. In fact, if a Black History Month went by and Target didn't make a new product, we probably would have thought, wow, good on you. Y'all really have learned from your ways. Y'all really a regular store now. You're not trying to help or anything. You're not throwing out, Malcolm X, but it's Michael Jackson. Y'all are just being a regular store where I can go buy regular paper plates. They didn't have to say anything, but then Target came out once again, inserting themselves like an annoying person would, and being like, hey, we're getting rid of DEI too. People were like, oh. Okay. Once again, no one was talking to you. And look, these are moves that are made for money. That's what they always were. Even when I heard about those pledges from Target, it didn't make me go, ooh, Target, you care about me? I was like, all right, yeah, I guess the next time I'm on my way home, I need one of those like toothpick things. The thing that's like floss, but it has a handle. I guess if I need one of those and Target is on the way home, maybe I'll buy it at Target. That's as much as it moved me. But just because I didn't have a business and I didn't really know what this pledge meant, so it didn't like change my mind about Target. I don't care about Target enough for my mind to be changed. I just went on about my life. And then whenever they made this statement of like, we're getting rid of all of our DEI too, I was like, guys, I still don't care about you. Like, you can't move me one way or the other. There are other stores on the way home. But people who either were pledged that money or have been watching Target to make sure they kept their word, they noticed that statement. And they noticed that it's pretty convenient to get all the social capital out of making a pledge A $2 billion pledge and a $100 million pledge that you haven't had to come up good on. And now you're going to end it just in time to not really have to get into it. That's very convenient. And so then there were people who called him up on it. They were like, all right, look, a pledge is a pledge. You can label it however you want, but you said publicly that you would be donating this money. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to boycott. We're going to boycott Target. And then this Target boycott started. And a lot of people poo-pooed it initially. A lot of people were like, Target gets boycotted all the time. Didn't you hear about the grape-flavored root beer? But this thing was different. And there's a lot of numbers in it. There's a lot of numbers to the tune of $100 million to more than $2 billion. This thing takes off, like really takes off. And I found out about it late. I did. I'll tell you right now. I found out about the Target boycott very, very late. And I don't mean very, very late as in yesterday. I found out about it when I was in Target. I was in Target. And then there was somebody also in Target leaned over to me and was like, hey, we don't shop here right now. You got to see this from my perspective real quick. From my perspective, I had gone into a store. Into a store. I'm not thinking about his Target. I went into a store to get what I needed to get. And then while shopping, I was approached by someone who was like, we don't shop here right now. You know how perplexing that is? So many things were going through my head at one time. Because the first thing is like, we don't shop here right now. In my head, I'm like, all right, do you work at like Walmart or something? Like, do you... What's your deal, right? Then I had another thought. I was like, okay, all right. We don't shop here right now. But you're in here. I said, but you're in here. And they were like, I'm in here to let people know we don't shop here right now. And I was like, oh, interesting and effective. Like I wasn't aware. It's just so funny to have somebody in the store to let people know we don't shop at the store. It just feels like the most... It's just the most like, what's it called? It's the most civility I've seen in what must feel like to the store, robbing the store. Because I put that, like in my hand, I had the toothpick with the handle, and I was like, oh, I already had it in my hand, but I guess I can put it back. And then I walked out, and that's money that they didn't make. It's like that thing is effective. And so I didn't buy the toothpick thing. I left, right? And in my head, I left, but I was also like, all right, that thing was like $6. So I guess I didn't get my $6, but hopefully they really needed it. Hopefully that $6. I love when a company who's done something bad need the money bad. Like, you know, like when somebody needs the money bad, they're like, hey, look, brother, look. If you can hold me over with this $8. And so, I left. I went to CVS. To my knowledge, they hadn't done anything, so felt like a safe place to get the toothpicks. I've had something in between my teeth the entire day, so I need it desperately. Even when the man was telling me we don't shop here right now, he was like, ooh, you got... And so, so I left. And wasn't really sure what would come of it. And then on the way home, I'd see Target and be like, whatever. I'll make it to CVS. It's 2 more blocks. Really not knowing, because a boycott now is different than a boycott from the past. A boycott from the past, you had to. It was imperative that you used your body and your voice to be there in real time. You had to go there. You had to go out. You had to pick it outside of the store to let people know how you felt about the store. And the numbers that you had, it sort of dictated the narrative. because they couldn't run. They had newspapers that they could maybe run some ads in or try to create a narrative, but nobody could argue with what they saw with their own eyes. Not yet. It wasn't present day. Because now, if you want to boycott, you have options. You have options you never had in the past. You can be there with your voice, with your body, right? Or you could be online organizing a different picket line, organizing a different room full of people in agreement with you, outrage at this company, you think they've done something wrong. And it doesn't even have to be a worthy cause. Truly, that's what's crazy about it. It's like, it's the same as it's always been, but there's just different avenues to do those same things. So now you have the benefit. Instead of needing to fly everyone who cares about this thing and thinks this thing to the same space that you're in right now to be in a picket line with you, so you can show the company that hundreds, maybe even thousands of people feel this way, you can just be online. These companies, they're trying to be just like us. They're trying to act and behave like people. They want you to think of them as a person, which is why they do things to try to ingratiate themselves to you like a person would. They make pledges of things they'll do, things that maybe would ingratiate you to them and feel like they're your friend. They're not your friend, they're a corporation. But you can use the fact that they want to seem like a person to you to let them know how you feel about them. That's access that has never happened until now, And so you get all of these people doing it at one time, and it does have a compound effect. Because it's not as visible as it was in 50s, 60s, 70s, I think we sometimes lose a little bit of hope and a little bit of understanding of what a boycott can do, of what a protest can do, because it seems like these companies have so much money that they can never be brought back down. But that's just not true. You look at Target from then to now, and I know market valuations go up and down. I know they fluctuate. Things are not set in stone just because they go bad for a while. But them going bad for a while is a wake-up call to the company. And people boycotted Target, even up until present day. I don't know when it'll be over, to be honest with you. I really don't know when I can go in Target again. And I'm not thirsty to go in Target again. I'm just like, it's on the way home, and I just have to keep reminding myself, like, no, we not, no, right? But Target has lost more than it promised. Target's lost more than $100 million, and has lost more than the $2 billion that it pledged. By the most recent estimate that I saw, and it could be different on a different day, it could be different in this moment, but Target, through this boycott, has lost somewhere in the neighborhood of $12.4 billion in market value. And it's because of people boycotting. I think a boycott is also difficult to wrap your head around sometimes because it's not doing something. You know what I mean? It's not. You aren't. It's not like when you go and protest, you went and you protested, and now your throat is sore, your feet tired. But a boycott is like, don't. Like y'all are doing it right now. Like y'all are boycotting Target right now. You just don't go. Because I'm like chronically online, sometimes people get upset about stuff, and I don't get it, because it's not my thing to be upset about. Like maybe it's not my culture, or I don't have the connection to it that other people have. So, I don't necessarily take all outrage seriously, but when people are upset, I try to hear them out to a point. Doesn't mean I'm going to agree, but I'm like, let's see why this is such a big deal. And I didn't know about the attack on culture that's been happening this week. I didn't realize how bad things are out here. I didn't know. Admittedly, I didn't know. And I looked into it as soon as I did. I had no idea the impact of changing the Cracker Barrel logo. I didn't know what this would do to people. Now, if you're sitting there wondering, what is Cracker Barrel? If you were sitting there wondering, what is Cracker Barrel? You've lived a good life. If you're sitting there wondering what Cracker Barrel is, you are doing perfectly fine. But just to bring you up to speed, it is a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant, and they have a side that is restaurant. They have a side that's like a little gift shop, knickknacks and stuff. It's very cute. I grew up in the South, so I grew up with Cracker Barrel, right? And Cracker Barrel, they look. Listen to me, all right? Sometimes something happens, and everyone is so reactionary now that like they don't form their opinion authentically. I saw this and I didn't care. And when you don't care, you're able to be at least a little bit closer to objective, right? So I saw what was happening. And they changed the Cracker Barrel logo. If you've never seen the Cracker Barrel logo, get ready. As far as logos go, it does the job. It says Cracker Barrel, and then there's a barrel. And then there's a guy next to the barrel, right? And the guy next to the barrel posted up. The guy next to the barrel is out here feeling himself. He's over here like... And the new logo says Cracker Barrel with really nothing else, or really like just two ovals around it. It is objectively worse. I understand that the people upset are making it about something that I at least don't think it's about, right? Because there were people that saw them get rid of the guy and the barrel, and then they were like, this. The first impression was of someone who had a stroke over it, so that... But people genuinely were like, this is insane! This can't stand! This is white genocide! Listen to me, I'm no expert. And I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But I'm pretty sure that just as many white people are alive after they changed the logo. As there were before the logo change. And any people who have sadly passed was incidental. I don't think it had anything to do with the Cracker Barrel logo change specifically. And look, I don't know who this dude was to the, like, I don't know if somebody just drew him or if that's like the founder. I don't know, because admittedly I didn't care enough to get into it. But all I know is that look, I'm not on their side as far as everything they're saying, but this is a worse logo. Like, it just is. They basically did the Washington football team to white people. They just up there saying what it is and not giving us anything else. Nah, it's rough. It really, that's bad. Especially with that guy, that was, I don't know. Y'all did it. It said Cracker Barrel, and then there was the barrel, and then there was the guy. Y'all being rude, not me. And so, yeah, Cracker Barrel was facing immense backlash, threats of a boycott. They done with Cracker Barrel over here. And admittedly, look, if we're talking business for a second, just business, it is kind of wild that the CEO said something to the effect, this is what I've read, the CEO said something to the effect of, MAGA doesn't have to eat here, we'll respect their decision not to, right? So they got directly called out. They got directly called out by this CEO. I don't even know what prompted it. I don't know what the question was that led to that answer. But I will say, look, we talking business, from business. Remember, business. I'm gonna throw it out there, and I could be wrong. I love being wrong. I could be wrong, but I do think they were the only ones eating there. So like, that would be like the dude at the Red Hat Company being like, we don't need MAGA. It's like, unless there's a new baseball team, I think you might. No, it was truly wild. And now MAGA's had a insane backlash. Look, I don't know what's bots and what's actually people upset. All I know is I've seen a lot of tweets. A lot of tweets being like, I can't believe, look at these. You know what's funny too? It's like sometimes people get mad at you and they start describing you in their anger. And it doesn't sound as bad as they think it sounds, but because it's what they're mad at you about, it sounds bad. I saw this one tweet that was like, look at this woman. She single-handedly tanked Cracker Barrel stock because she wanted to be a woke girl boss. She wanted to put her whole life into her career, and then she rose to the level of CEO, only to tank the company, though. She tanked the company. And yes, she's a young CEO, but she tanked the company. I'm just like, as you list the thing, like as I was reading the tweet, I was like, I mean, outside of like 8 of these words, this is a good LinkedIn profile. That's why it almost felt like a bot, because it was like complimentary and angry at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, after her departure from this company, she came to Cracker Barrel, where she quickly rose through the ranks, only to tank the company, but quickly rose through the ranks. Okay. And like, that's the other thing that's frustrating about being online right now is like, because so many people are not clear with the joke they're trying to make, I don't know what is a joke as far as like the remodel and redesign of Cracker Barrel, because that's also what's happening. They changed the logo, but changing the logo is what companies do when they're just floating something. They're just throwing the idea out there to sort of test the market reaction. Maybe they've already actually changed the logo, but it's very easy for a company to tweet out from the company account, what do y'all think about this logo? And do your market research that way. It's simple enough. But they said that not only were they changing the logo, they were going to remodel and redesign 500 locations, is at least what I read. And I saw a picture of the redesign. Look, I already wasn't eating at Cracker Barrel, so it's really like no stress to me. But for those that love Cracker Barrel, I was a little stressed out for them because they really trying to modernize it, I guess. And the reactions to it were interesting. The reactions to it, it blew my mind a little bit. Because there were people genuinely being like, this is an erasure of American culture, and it is an erasure of white culture, like white heritage and everything. And like, I've been to a Cracker Barrel, and yes, it's very white, but like, I'm not even saying Cracker Barrel is bad. I'm just saying like, I'm trying to like figure out how to word this. Like, it's like, if you want to just talk about like white culture, like if you're concerned with like white heritage, it's just Cracker Barrel should be so low on that you know what I mean? I've grown up around white people. I know white people my whole life, and very few have ever mentioned Cracker Barrel when it wasn't at the next exit. Like, I didn't know it meant this much to white people. That's ignorant of me. I am sorry to be walking around in America of all places, not knowing how important this was to your heritage and culture. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for anybody, but I feel like even white people read that were like, I've had Cracker Barrel because, you know, I've been on the road, and I've always had it when it was like the last stop. It was like you either eat now because they know where to put the Cracker Barrel. You either eat now, or you wait 35 minutes until the saddest McDonald's. You know what I mean? It's either like, look, you either have a burger or some pancakes, or you wait 35 minutes to be poisoned. You can decide. You can either have a little too much syrup on your pancakes, or, you know, have the Snickers flavored hemlock. It just makes me mad. They're not even trying to be food anymore. They're like, no, we put the fryer is in the floor now. Like, we just... It doesn't change. It does not change. I have a friend he's sweet. He's a good person. He's a very good person. But he is, like, gross. That's just a fact. I'm not being mean. I've told him to his face. And he has before, you know, eaten in his car to the point of not knowing that he had like a wrapper in his car, and to the point of like maybe not finishing his meal in the car, going inside, and to the point of having an old burger in his car for quite a while. And a McDonald's burger, to be fair, not just picking on McDonald's here, any burger left out for long, for days, for road trips will smell. My problem is a McDonald's burger left in your car for a month. Stop smelling. Food is supposed to go through a process. Whatever that food is, it could be fruits, it could be vegetables, it could be meats, right? It could be everything except like maybe seeds are supposed to go through a change. They get to a point where they're growing, they get to a point where they're ripe. Even if it's meat, you get to a point where the animal is killed, the animal is prepared, and then the meat is there to be eaten. Even with processed food, the process is usually to extend the shelf life of the food, but there's still a time to eat it and a time to not. And the fact that McDonald's goes through the process, like the burger goes through the process, they actually, you know, I think, kill a cow. They actually, I assume, make a burger, and then they actually sell it to you, and then maybe you get two, and then you only have time to eat one, and then maybe it falls off the passenger seat, and then it slides back because you were making a sharp left turn because you don't know how to drive, so you change lanes last minute when you're on the highway like a lunatic who's trying to get killed, who's trying to be injured in a car accident. And so you swerve, and then that swerve slides the burger under the seat, and you go about your life. You know, you get home, you go to work the next day, you come home, you go to work the next day, you come home, and you do start to smell something. But because you're gross, you're not going to do anything about it. You just sort of know that you smell it. You're aware that there is a smell. You just are thinking about it sometimes like, never mind. That's the thought process of someone who is nasty. Because you know it's in your car, you know it's here. And you recognize it from before, from the last time you went, nah, probably not a big deal. Probably not worth addressing. And then you wait. You wait until a friend, a good friend, a person who is not nasty, person named Josh gets in your car because you offered them a ride, and when you take one of your famous left turns and almost hit the car in front of you, you slam on the brake, and when you slam on the brake, something slides to the front of the... Something hits poor Josh's foot. Josh, being inquisitive, looks down and sees a fully wrapped McDonald's burger, and reaches down, and there's a feeling in the burger. A little tough. And then I'm like, oh, your burger fell. And then you disgusting freak, you go, what burger? And I'm like, this burger. And then I hold up the burger, and then you go, I haven't had McDonald's in weeks. And then Josh goes, oh. It's either that or Cracker Barrel, okay? And look, a part of me understands where people are coming from. Part of me understands that some people hate change. Some people love the nostalgia of going to Cracker Barrel. Some people they like it as a restaurant and they would prefer it stay the same. That's actually pretty normal. I even get upset sometimes when a grocery store that I like switches up the aisles a little bit. They're like, actually, we figured that the noodles should go over with the pasta. We had broken it up by ethnicity of the foods, and then we were worried that looked bad. So then we just put every noodle-shaped thing together, the noodles, the pasta, even just long sticks. They all on the same aisle right now because we're one people. We don't want to break people off and make people be like, ooh, you're not as good, you gotta go further in the store and to aisle 8 because you like this sort of noodle. We just put everything in one. Even then, even when that's their reason, I'm like, ugh, why'd you have to change it? I knew where it was. Now I gotta be in here longer. And so I get people who are like, I just don't like it. I don't get people who are like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. That always ends up, I don't know, people always end up telling on themselves in that regard. If this is the worst thing that's ever happened to you, that a company you don't own changed their logo that you only looked at when you went. I don't know who loves Cracker Barrel enough to have the logo in a frame and kiss that picture every night before bed. I don't know what sort of Cracker Barrel freaks are out there. But yeah, the backlash has been stiff. It was swift. It happened quickly. They announced this change, and then they lost, apparently, $100 million in market value. I didn't know there were that many people to be upset about Cracker Barrel in dollars. I don't know if Cracker Barrel can afford that. The knickknacks are only like $2, so. No, they're in hot water right now. You just never think of the word valuation when you think of Cracker Barrel. Do you know what I mean? Like if Cracker Barrel, if they had been talking about Cracker Barrel on like Wolf of Wall Street, it would have been because the main character was smoking crack out of a barrel. You know what I mean? Wild to me that people are this upset. And I don't know, that's what I find interesting about like boycotts and protests sometimes, is that it just needs to be intentional to be effective, you know? And it could happen to any company. They forget that all the time, that it could happen to any of them, you know? But it just doesn't happen often enough. You know, they've consolidated to a point, they've built up monopolies to a point where if you're going to participate, you have to buy from one of them or some of them some of the time. And that's the situation we find ourselves in, you know? And then it's nice when you get a little glimmer of hope when people decide to, you know, vote with their dollar and say, if this is how you feel about me, Target, then nah. Then no. And then, while you may not be Target's #1 customer, you may not be a Target head. Them not getting your $3.50, them not getting your $26.42, them not getting your $100, them not getting your $5, them not getting your $3, them not getting your $485 you're moving, them not getting all manner of money from you starts to equal up to about $100 million. And because of the system that we live in, you know, very few of us, and I say us as in all of America, will have that much money to move. That is a very minute part of the entire population that has that amount of money to move, but together we have that much money to move. You know? And because these companies are not people, because people you can reason with, people can understand something that is based in logic, you know? But companies don't. Companies only understand gains and losses. And so the only way to make them understand is to make them lose. And make them lose so much that it hurts, and it really hurts. And then maybe when it really hurts, they'll make a change, not because better people are there, not because they fired a CEO and then hired a better person as a CEO. I don't know that many CEOs, but I imagine at a certain point they have a similar outlook on the company and a similar outlook on the employees. I think that because of the system that we've built when it comes to corporations, you're going to find very few compassionate CEOs or just incredibly reasonable people who want to do what's best for the customer. That might be what they say, but what the company does is different. And so I think that inside of all of that, you make the company hurt until someone comes along, and maybe their background is in accounting, maybe they're a sociologist, who knows, maybe they started in PR, but they know we have to reverse course or else the hurt will continue. And then you get what you want. You get what you boycotted for, what you protested for. These things are still possible, and it is simple, it is not easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time. We are at an advantage. We're at an advantage that the people in the 50s, 60s, and 70s weren't at, because we don't need to be there all the time with our body using our specific voice. We can organize online. We can organize in person as well. We can build community around a cause. And then we can exact that cause to the tune of $100 million, you know? And then when that thing happens, maybe the next company will go, but you know what happened to Target.
Welcome to Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. I went to cryotherapy for the first time.
Cryotherapy.
Yeah, have you heard of this?
I've heard of the name. I guess I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I'm hoping this leads to you being some sort of supervillain.
No. I mean,
some sort of
that
accident.
would be great.
Cryo Josh out in the world.
Basically, I still have little remnants from the injury in May. Mm-hmm. And so
go check out the episode Joshy Hurts His Boob for all the details.
And so basically
we actually named that episode.
We're supposed to lower the inflammation because apparently the tendon is still inflamed. Okay. And so I went to this cryotherapy because apparently what it does is it lowers the overall inflammation in your body, and it's without you having to take anything. It's just the extreme cold helps boost your immune system, and I'm sure there's like some white blood cell stuff happening and everything. There's like all these benefits, and the only thing that I saw that's like the only side effect or drawbacks are...
Turns you into an ice monster? Yeah.
Some people might experience a like cold sore somewhere on the body because your head is not in it. It's just the neck down.
Okay. Like an actual like a cold sore?
No, just a sore from
okay.
How cold they were, I guess.
That's what I figured, but like that wording.
Yeah, that wording's not great because that's what I read on the paper. So I'm reading the paper. I'm literally reading the release, and I was like, so this cold sore thing. And then she did what I did just now, where she didn't fully catch why I was like, cold sore. And she was like, yeah, because you know sometimes you get sore from the cold. I'm like, so that's the cold sore that you're talking about. There's nothing nasty in this tank.
You might need to touch up that wording.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm about to catch something.
It would be better if you said sores of the cold. Like that, even that. It sounds very medieval, but it doesn't sound like a cold sore.
Or some soreness or stiffness from the cold. You know what I mean? Then that lets you know it's like just going to be like a feeling more than... Or are they saying you might get an open sore?
No, you wouldn't get an open sore, but I
Okay.
guess you might get like a blister.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. When you get in, they tell you not to touch the walls or the door because the walls and the door are like extra, extra cold. So you're already getting cold blasted on you, but
Okay.
you could potentially like, like when you lick a frozen telephone pole or
Yeah,
something, that's
yeah.
the dry cold. That is the walls.
So they need to write, you might get a Christmas storied.
A Christmas story would be better and even sound more fun than a cold sore.
A cold sore.
Yeah.
Sakes. What else could you call a cold cut? No, that's meat. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't be a cold cut.
You might get a cold cut on your arm. Someone will just throw it on you.
I didn't know I get sandwiches from these appointments. That's great.
Yeah. So I did that. And honestly, I feel amazing.
Really?
This
That's
is like,
good.
I'm very scared. This is actually why I don't do drugs. I'm already addicted to the thing. I like on the way home, I was like, man, I should do this like twice a week. They recommend apparently twice a week so that you even out with the levels of benefits of doing cold therapy.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was like, should probably do it every day. Like,
So is it like you said it's your neck down, so it's something you get into, and then is it like filled with? Is it just like, for lack of a better word, like almost like dry ice, like just like
I don't know
cold
what the
in there?
actual. I don't know
it's
how
not
they
dry ice,
actually
but-
do it, but they're blasting you with a very dry cold.
Okay.
So it's very cold in the tank, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
And that for me, I liked this place, but I think I might go to a different place because they have a different type of tank than I've seen before. The tank that I've seen previously, when it closes, your head is sticking out of it. And in this one, the tank was very open at the top. And I don't know which one's better, or if they have an effect, or obviously this place is very successful. The other thing is how I came to find out about it. So I guess that place is successful, but that was the only thing where I was like, I might go to a different place where I'm truly like Iron Lung.
Like you want like it wrapped around your neck, like
Because I think that's
Fully
the
in
only
there?
way. Because what I need is my chest, and I felt it blasting my legs the whole time. And
Okay.
even though the rest of my body ended up getting cold, I was like, for what I need, I should almost be upside down right now. Like I need the cold blasting my chest.
do they have a small one that only goes around your chest?
No,
No place has that.
no. But yeah, so I did that, and so this is. I don't even know how to tell this story in a way that everyone will enjoy. Because if you're like me, you'll be like cringing, because I was cringing. But if you're not like
Okay.
me, then it's probably funny. Okay, so basically, I get there, and this place does a bunch of stuff. They do the cryotherapy. I always want to say cryptotherapy, and in my head, that's just a therapy for people who have lost all their money.
Yeah.
Just go to Crypto Anonymous.
Yeah. That or therapy for mummies. Wink to the camera.
So I get there, right? And when I get there, I almost walked right out. As soon as I walked in, I took 2 steps in, and I saw this woman who they do everything there. They do the cryotherapy, they do energy shots, they do like all the health and wellness stuff, and they also do the rehydration IVs, right?
Oh, okay.
So I walk in and immediately see a lady with an IV, and I was like, nope. I know that doesn't even have anything to do with, the cryotherapy I'm about to do. But in my head, I was like, I can't. This is wild. So
Right.
I steel myself, and I just close my eyes and walk to the front desk. And I'm like, hey, I called ahead. You might have an appointment for me on file. My name is Josh, all that stuff, right? And as she's pulling me up, and she's like, oh, yeah, we do have an appointment for you. We'll be able to start in a couple minutes. We just need you to sign these 2 release forms, right? So then she brings around a little, like they have a laptop that's like on a stand with wheels that they just go from person to person. You fill out the release.
Right.
And as she's talking to me, the lady with the IV walks up to the desk and starts talking to her, like not fully interrupting us, but kind of like interrupting.
Right.
And I was also like, and obviously, if you have an IV in your arm and you have an emergency, please interrupt me. Like this is,
Yeah.
But when she walked up, I just saw it again, and I was like,
Wait, just seeing an IV bag made you that?
No, it wasn't the bag. It was the bag and her arm. It was just like, cause this woman clearly doesn't care about the IV at all. So she's just like living life,
Right.
like moving arms around like she doesn't have an IV in her. But then I'm like, the entire time.
Wow, I didn't know that would affect you that much.
Every time I see it, I'm just like, oh. And so now I'm squirming, and I'm like, like in her face. Like I kind of felt bad about it in retrospect.
Do you not like needles?
Not at all. Not for a second.
Okay. So I guess I didn't really know this about you.
You didn't know that I didn't like. I've told you. This is why I haven't had a physical done.
Well, I guess I know some people don't like having needles go in. Like I don't love getting needles put in, but I can handle it. I didn't know yours was so bad. Just seeing someone just, whoa, what was that?
I'm thinking about it right now.
What? See, that's like I didn't know it was this bad. I didn't know just seeing a lady with an IV was gonna fuck you up, and not even seeing it like done. You didn't see it go in or anything. You just are already there.
That was hell. And so then,
wow.
And so then she's like talking to the lady at the front desk, just waving her arm, just like having a day, right? Just like, oh, and then I already feel so much more energized. So she's like being annoying.
This lady's fucking playing charades right now with an IV in her arm.
Yeah. First word, IV, right? And so I'm freaking out, and I'm starting to make noises in front of her. I felt bad. Like she's like talking, and she's like, but then I realized she's not talking about anything. It's not like the IV is coming out or something. She's literally just like, oh my God, this stuff actually works. Like, this is amazing, right? It almost feels like she's a plant from that place. She just walks up and she's like, I was so drunk when I came here, but now I feel totally hydrated.
Yeah. And then the lady at the desk, she's like, I know, they help a lot. And then turns to you. You can add that on for just an extra $30.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, oh God. And so she's next to me while she's doing it. And I'm just like, and so then I start making like little noises to myself. They're not that dramatic, but they were like, oh, like that thing, right? And so then the lady at the front desk is like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just, and then she's like,
but this bitch gotta leave.
She's like, the cryotherapy isn't that, it's not intense or anything, like you'll be fine, blah blah blah. I was like, I just kept pretending it was about the cryotherapy, but I was just cringing at the lady. The lady is like fascinated by her own bag. Like she's just like
she's slapping
the bag like a bag of wine. I hear the bubbles are good for you. Oh.
Yeah. They make you more buoyant.
Yeah. I was I hated it so much. I hated it. I was like getting disgusted and angry, and I wanted to cry, and it wasn't even happening to me. And I was like, it was like to the point where I was ready to be rude to her, because she was like, she just kept talking, but now she's like not even talking to us. She's just talking about life, or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, I can't.
She's probably not even that dehydrated. She just needed friends.
And so then she wheels around the little computer for me, and I'm like ducking under the computer so I don't have to look at this woman. This was like I was like under,
like trying to get like the eye line with the computer to block her out.
Yeah, I'm looking dead at the keyboard with my nose to it, so I don't have to look at this woman, because she's just like, oh God, it was so gross. It was so nasty. And then it was my turn to like do the cryotherapy. And I go in there. Oh God, I hated it. And then I had to walk past her, and I was like, "Don't this is like doesn't even make sense. This is how you know it's like a weird phobia." I had to walk past her, and as I'm walking, I'm like, "Do not trip on her stick. Do not trip on her stick," because like the stick that holds up the IV. Because in my head, I was gonna trip on the stick, and me, the stick, the bag, and her were gonna go flying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, just walk. I literally walked.
You're gonna trip over it. You're gonna pull her. You guys are gonna get tangled up in it, right? The needle's gonna fly out of her arm into your arm. She's gonna be talking the whole time.
I walked past her, like, those people that are scared to cross bridges. I hate needles so much. I walked past the one with an IV like I was crossing the Golden Gate with a fear of heights. Like I was just like, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down. I hated it so much. And then I hated it so much I forgot I was there for cryotherapy. And so
You forgot you had something to do?
I just felt like I was in purgatory. Like I was like, I don't know how to leave, but I also, and then the worst part is that I've like now wasted this, like if I leave, I've wasted this receptionist time, but I haven't actually paid for anything. And so then she sets me up with some socks and a robe, and you change into the robe and the socks before you get in the tank and everything. Mm-hmm. And then I walk to the tank in the robe and the socks, and I step inside, and then she closes it, and then she's like, you can hand me the robe. And so I take the robe off and hand it to her, and like when it started I was upset. Like when when the cryotherapy started, I was like, I'm truly giving them money to be in Chicago naked right now. That's all that's happening. Like I've paid these people for them to put me in the dead of winter Chicago with no clothes on,
Yeah.
And even as it's happening, it didn't hurt as much as I thought it would. I thought it was going to be incredibly painful. I really did. I thought it was going to be, but apparently a dry cold and a wet cold. So like an ice bath hurts too much for me to stay in it.
Right.
Like it genuinely, I'll be in it for a little bit, and it's, to me, cryotherapy is just a little cheat code where first of all, you can't be in there more than 3 minutes. So it's already like, okay, I can handle this for 3 minutes, right?
Right, yeah.
Then also the effects of it I think they last as long as if you would have taken the ice bath, but the ice bath, you'd have to be in there so much longer.
Okay, yeah.
And so it really is like a nice little life hack cheat code thing,
Okay.
First minute, I was like, oh, this is really terrible. And then the second minute, I think I was just numb to it. Like I didn't even feel it. And then
probably.
The third minute, I was like, I think I need to get out of here.
Right, yeah.
When we were getting into the third minute, I was like, I think I'm healed. I think open this door. I just did not want to be in there anymore. And so then, also I did accidentally touch the wall a couple times, and it is like, it's so cold. It's like fire. Right.
Yeah.
And so I see what they mean about the cold sores. And so then we finish up, and she hands me the robe, and like as soon as I put the robe on, I'm straight up like tingling. Like I'm just it honestly, it felt so good. And there are some things that obviously you can't feel in life, like when they say lowers inflammation, it's like, I guess you'll see the effects of that if you have a sort of condition and then it starts to go away. Like that's what I'm hoping for with my chest, is that the inflammation will drop and stuff. But overall, I felt like they say that it has the ability to trigger and release endorphins and stuff. So it's also like a mood booster potentially.
Oh, that's why it made you feel better after all the needle stuff.
I felt so good. It was
good for your mental health, not just your breastal health.
And then I felt great all day until just now. But no, I felt really good. And then I'm definitely I think I'm gonna incorporate it, like if I can post workout, and if not, just randomly. But that was such a nice thing, because it's also pretty cheap, like it's not incredibly cheap, but they have which I guess I didn't even ask them for. That's the other way they get you probably. I was in such a good mood, I forgot to ask for the first time discount. Yeah.
Wow. So you gotta see if you get that second time discount. Do they recommend you do it like a certain amount or every so often, or is it just?
They said they recommend twice a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you're gonna try to do, you think?
I bought 2 more. So I bought the one that I got today plus 2 more or something.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'll go to that place again after I get done with my sessions. Only
Not
because
that lady's there.
Yeah. Also, I'm good with them doing what they gotta do to make money, like do all the health and wellness stuff. But just to have the person like out there, I was like, ugh, woogaboo.
Yeah, it's not a good in-store greeter.
Like even a crack house has the decorum to not have someone with a needle in their arm at the front door.
I don't believe you for a second.
Just throwing it out there. Throwing it out there.
I think they're going to see it, and they're going to forget they have a needle in their arm. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that helped. And so maybe they'll be Because I know, yeah, it's been an ongoing thing for you. We've been having our every now and then our our Joshy boob check-ins on the pod.
Yeah. No, it's truly wild. It's like I'm really upset that it's taking this long to heal and stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna?
Mine was gonna be dumb. My thing was gonna be very dumb. I was just gonna say, so when you're in like the thing next time, you're in the big cold barrel or whatever, and then the place gets struck by lightning. So you of course gain cold powers. What's your supervillain persona?
Probably just like freezing anyone who does puns.
Freeze. So you're gonna go out of your way to not have a cold pun name?
Yeah. Anyone who does puns, I'm just gonna ice breath them frozen. Just shh.
So, and so your supervillain name will just be like a man with ice powers who hates puns, because you don't want anything even close to clever. You don't want anything close to wordplay. Everyone, look out! Here comes that guy with the ice powers. Yeah,
that's fine with me.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
On the way there, though, this is a very New York thing that I got to see.
Someone on the subway with a needle in their arm.
Close. So I was waiting on the train to head there, and this is like at my stop. So
okay.
you just to paint the picture for you, you've been at this station. This guy is walking, just went through the turnstile, is walking to the platform, and he walks so close to the edge, not even trying to be funny. He walked so close to the edge that I thought he was going to jump. Right?
Oh, really?
Like you rarely see people that close to the edge. Like it looked like his foot was going to come off of it, right? And he stops and he stays right there. And then he's texting. And then the train comes, and a couple people even start moving towards him, being like, "Hey, yo," because the train is coming.
Get hit by
right?
the train, yeah.
And his arm, he's texting, and his arm isn't fully extended out, but it's extended out enough to be a problem, right?
Yeah.
Train comes in. Train's actually not even coming in that fast. It's not coming in that hot to the station.
Okay.
But then this dude, this is pure chaos. This dude is texting. Train comes. A couple people are like, "Hey, yo," right? Train passes him, knocks his phone out of his hand, right? Yes. So knocks just the tip, like it must have just hit the tip because the phone flies out of his hand and onto the track, right? And then this dude screams, rears back, and then punches the moving train, and then leaves. And I was like, yeah, you've like essentially subbed up New York in a moment.
Sometimes you gotta punch a train.
Because it was this dude's fault, you know?
Yeah.
Train didn't do anything crazy. Train didn't hop onto the platform for a second and slap his phone out of his hand.
No, Train did the one thing trains do, which is be on tracks.
Yeah.
Is to roll along those tracks. It's very easy to not get hit by a train because you know where they're going to be.
This dude had his arm out just enough. Because looking back, I'm surprised that his arm didn't get taken off, you know?
Right.
But that's
Yeah,
also
he's
just a
that close.
testament to how, like, he was close but not. Because he was holding his phone, like, he really was holding his phone at the ends of his fingertips like this.
Okay, so like, wait, yeah, and then because especially too, if you're already like way like at the end, and then a lot of people when they look at their phones are looking down. He's lucky he didn't get fucking hit in the head.
Yeah. And so the way that he's holding his phone is like he's handing the train his phone anyway.
Yeah. I mean, this man doesn't deserve a phone, is what it sounds like.
So it flies out
no
of his
sympathy
hand.
for him.
Flies out of this man's head, flies like onto the track. This dude punches the train and then walks back through the turnstile and leaves.
Well, like, if he's punching a moving train too, that punch isn't going to feel good. It's going to like carry your hand. You know what I mean? You just hit it for a second, you're going to
Especially if you punch one of the doors, it's taking you with it.
Yeah. And then he just left.
Yeah.
That must have been him just in that moment being like, well, whatever I was doing is over now.
I guess we don't need a Sunday.
Off to the phone store.
I'd like to think he just bought that phone.
That'd be great if he like just came from like an Apple store.
And that's why he's holding it so far out. He's like, why is there no home button? and then it flies out of his hand down the track.
It's even better that the train hit it that way, almost like a like a high school junior knocking it out of a freshman's hand. Just like slap. Get out of here. Get off my train station, nerd.
You know what's really sad is that there are some forms, right? Obviously, bullying is bad and we should not bully or be bullied. There are some things when I look back at high school that were done that I was like, I was mad at the time, but as an adult, I can look back and be like, that was funny though. You know what I mean? Like, I remember one time I was talking to my friend and she was walking away, and as she walked away, she slapped the books out of my hand. But to her point, right? So that's already, once again, like you said, classic bully move, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And
that's old school. That's one of those things that will never go away.
Yeah.
Already perfected.
That's bullying that was around before backpacks. You know what I mean?
Hell, that might have even been around before books. You know what I mean?
And so then I was holding my book. She slapped them out of my hand, and I was all mad and everything because I was one of those kids that instead of just having a binder, I would put the like pop quiz or test papers or whatever in whichever chapter of the book I was on at the time. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of feel you. Like, would you put it to like your book would just get filled with stuff to like go with each section?
So my basically my books were bookmarked by my tests.
Gotcha. See, I used to do that, but it was generally where we were at, but like with the notebook I used for that class. So just be like, that's where it is.
And so then she slaps the books out of my hands. The books fly out, and then they open on the way down, so papers go flying everywhere. So now, not only did you knock the books out of my hands, but you messed up my system, right?
You knocked the book out of my hand, and then the book exploded.
And then I remember turning around and being like, "What's wrong with you?" Right? And she was like, "I had to. You were holding them like a girl, right?" And when she said that, like I didn't get it at the time. I didn't get it for maybe 3 more weeks until one day I really did see all the guys carrying their books like with the hand under the books and on the side, and the girls
kind of like a football a little bit.
Yeah, like a football, and the girls were hugging them to their chest, and I was like, oh, I really was standing there hugging my books to my chest while I was talking to her. And she was like, you made it too easy. Because if you had been holding them like a football and I slapped it, you might have been able to catch them or whatever. But she was like, they just went through your arms. I just saw an opportunity and I took it.
She just hit the top of it.
She hit the top of the books and they all flew down.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I probably looked like she slapped the books out of Harry Potter's arms because the way that the papers fell and flew was like the books had wings that were coming off.
Yeah. No, that's pretty good. I'm disappointed in myself for how enjoyable I find it to just knock something out of someone's hand. It's so stupid. It's so childish. I know it's the worst, but like especially something that you know is not going to break or whatever, and someone is just holding. I'd still do it. I do it to adult friends. If they're holding a notebook, I'll just slap it out of their hand because it's funny. And I know it's dumb. I knock Jess's phone out of her hand all the time when she's just sitting on the couch looking at Facebook, or I'll just slap it. She gets so mad at me, but it will never not be funny to me.
One of the most pimp moves, like those things in high school that a kid does that makes them legendary, One time I was hanging out with some kids after school. We went to Sonic, right? Now, do you have Sonic?
Not like nearby. There's some in Iowa,
but you just know what Sonic is, right?
Yeah, I know what Sonic is. I've been to Sonic. Yeah.
So he had got the popcorn chicken from Sonic, okay? And he had a piece of popcorn chicken in his mouth. And we were sitting outside in the little, you know how they don't have that much outdoor space, but at least every Sonic has that 1 or 2 outdoor space seating, like picnic tables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on those, and he's so excited. He'd been talking about the popcorn chicken the whole time, and I guess it really was low-key annoying. And so he finally gets the popcorn chicken. He grabs one of the biggest pieces and goes to put it in his mouth, and then another kid like through his fingers that are pinched like this around the chicken, right? So through them, the other kid slaps his hand up. So he perfectly launches the chicken between his fingers, right? So he slaps it out of his hand. That kid looks up and is so shocked that there's this much evil in the world, right? Looks up and then just stares at it and then catches it in his mouth.
Fucking legend.
King mode. Like, I don't even know if you need to get your GED after this. You know what I mean? Like, I think you could just tell people that happened.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, we need to hire him immediately.
The second you said he knocked the chicken out of his hand, that's what my brain, that's how I wanted it to end.
Yeah.
I'm like, the coolest thing would be is he caught in his mouth. And I was sitting here while you were telling that, I was hoping
this
the
kid
whole time this would happen.
Looked up and had enough time. This is how hard the other kid hit it. He had enough time.
Launched it in the air like a rocket.
Yeah, he had enough time to look at him and look hurt.
He straight up October skied that chicken up there.
He had enough time to look at him, look hurt, look up at the sky, clock it, and then move his head just right to catch it in his mouth.
Yeah, that's it. You do that, you get a scholarship to play whatever sport you want.
Hey,
doesn't matter. You should be playing something.
If I slap the popcorn chicken out of somebody's hand and they caught it in their mouth, I'd be like, God is real. All right, like I'm gonna have to change my ways because clearly,
yeah. I would just look at them and be like, I work for you now.
Mm-hmm.
You beat me.
It was honestly like those moments. I mean, you know from teaching and stuff, but those moments that organically, like groupthink, right?
Yeah,
make you scream and run. We all scream and ran like he had a gun, like.
But yeah, you get so excited by what you just witnessed, your body can't even contain itself. You have to do something with the energy, and the best thing you can do is just run and yell. Because you witnessed a miracle.
He didn't even say he was going to do it. He wasn't like, hey, everybody, hold up. Give me a second. Let me prove.
Nah.
Oh, man, this kid.
That's one of those ways you get like a nickname that sticks with you for 50 years after that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right there. That's the beauty of the universe.
Yeah, if you see somebody calling somebody Pops who's only 32.
Oh, damn. Being a young kid named Pops, that's actually kind of awesome. And that's the reason? Shit. That's cool as hell.
I think even the people who try to act like they're above everything would be like, that is actually pretty cool. You know those people who you tell something and they're like, oh, yeah, I guess. That seems kind of dumb, you know? Even those people, oof. Like, to me, this is not a you had to be there story. This is like, in what world does someone slap something so small perfectly out of your hand, launches it into the sky, and then you have the strength of character and the calm to tilt your head a little bit to the right. Find it. Like that means he has the eyes of a pilot in World War II that didn't have all the like fancy computers to tell him where the other planes were. He had to eyeball it and hope he wasn't just shooting a dark cloud, right?
Yeah. He just knows how to bomb that factory he can clock it from the sky.
This kid was like, if I move my head enough, if I open my mouth enough, because it was also a big piece as well.
Yeah.
This wasn't like a little bitty nugget.
That's not a you had to be there story. That's a I wish I had been there story.
Yeah.
Because just hearing about it excites me. If I'd have seen it, I would be a different man today.
Maybe that's why I really believe anything could happen, because I saw that kid turn his head a little bit and catch that in his mouth.
Yeah, you have a little more sense of magic in the world than I do, and it may be because of that moment.
Man,
that's where you and I split. Because one of us got to see that and one of us didn't. God damn. God, that's cool. Next time we're together, we're gonna try to recreate that, okay?
Because it
wasn't
slap
chicken out of your hand, and you're gonna try to catch it in your mouth.
There's just gonna be chicken all over the floor.
Oh, for sure, we're gonna ruin that hotel room, but we're gonna do it.
The fact that like it wasn't a light tap, you know.
I mean, it's honestly, it sounds like he hit it hard enough to really send it. So it's also really lucky he hit it straight up.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
yeah,
if you're hitting it with that force too, you'd probably just be launching it at a weird angle.
You'd think you'd be launching it behind you to say that you started with your hand down and you did one of these.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's the other thing that will never be recreated. Not just the clocking it and the catching it, is the launch being straight up.
Yeah.
You'd have to try so hard.
Yeah. That's I don't believe in God, but like that would get me close. That would get me close. Seeing that, I'd be like, someone's up there.
Hey, some things are fair. All right.
Yeah, sometimes life is just great. God damn. That'd be cool. So you water bottle flipping kids, you ain't shit. That trend that ended 8 years ago.
Yeah, make that water bottle the size of your thumb and pitch it straight into the air and catch it down your gullet.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Although there was a real science to the water flipping, because it really did depend on how much you filled up the bottle. Because
sure.
I saw one guy, this was like online, so it's not like I was there, but there was one guy who got the bottle to flip 3 times before it landed perfectly. And I was like, that's the real skill, to like get like launch it and have it do multiple flips and then land. Because like the one flip is impressive, but I don't know. Everyone got good at it from everyone trying to post them doing it.
Yeah. But it was fun, though, to have a moment in time where just every teen was quasi-obsessed with physics for just a second.
Yeah, that was maybe one of the last
trend.
good ones that we got, because the next one was eating Tide Pods. Like that, what a wholesome trend that was. The next one was
true.
like, hey, ruin your school. Like actually break stuff and cause millions of dollars in damage. The next one's going to be like, hey, punch your grandma in the face.
Well, yeah, and right before the water bottle flipping was like planking, which didn't really make sense. Wasn't quite, you know what I mean?
Even the planking was, it was like fine. It was like,
it's fine, but it was not interesting. But you know,
yeah, some people got hurt, but then they were just like planking in places that weren't sustainable and stuff. Like the water bottle challenge wasn't hurting anybody, but now you got stuff. You actually have them faking challenges now. So now you'll see a thing trending where it's like kids on TikTok are doing this, and then you actually talk to people who are on TikTok and they're like, no one is doing that.
No one's doing that.
The NyQuil chicken.
Yeah, one local newscaster was shown one video by a friend.
It had 12 likes, and he was like, we have to warn the people.
The new dangerous trend that your teens are getting into. Yeah, it's always that shit. Is there one right now? Is there a new one right now? Any new dumb trend like that? I don't know.
The NyQuil chicken.
Is that the new one?
That's old. So it's old. Like, it's not real. Is that just
putting NyQuil on chicken?
Yeah, it's not real.
Okay, it's not good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, but it's baking NyQuil in the chicken.
Okay. I know you said it's not real, but why?
I think that this person got what they wanted. I think this person who made the thing was just trying to do a fake viral thing, and then it did take off, because there's only one video of someone doing it. At least with the other ones, with all the other dumb trends like Tide Pod, all stuff like that.
Well, even the Tide Pod one though wasn't as big as everyone acted like it was.
I feel like a lot of people did it. Like, I saw lots of videos of people doing it.
Did you? Okay. Because I never saw anybody do it, but I heard a lot of people talking about it and talking about the kids these days. Because back in our day, we used to...
Now, to be fair, a lot of people were half-heartedly doing it. So some of the videos I saw was people, like, biting it, and then it's squirting and then freaking out. It wasn't like, oh...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one that I think... I do agree that it blew up more than people were doing it, but I saw quite a few videos of people actually doing it, and I was like, oh, geez.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the one thing was like the cinnamon challenge, like eating a spoonful of cinnamon? I heard there were rumors like people died doing that, but I don't know if that's true either.
I don't know if people died, but I will say you can asphyxiate from how, like, hard it makes you cough and not being able to catch your breath and stuff. But I remember we all did the cinnamon challenge one day there were two that we did. There was a day that was so slow at the restaurant that we each tried the cinnamon. And we were like, two people did it. So I think we must have been doing it wrong, because it wasn't as impossible as people were making it, right? I think for effect, people were putting too much cinnamon on the spoon.
But I think people were putting too much on it. And then the big mistake, you can't breathe in when you're putting it in your mouth. That's where people are fucking up. They're going, and then you're going to suck in some cinnamon.
Yeah, you also can't move your tongue. Like, that dusts up the cinnamon as well. So when I did it, twice I did it without coughing or anything. And it's like you put it in your mouth and then you just let it sit, let it get wet.
That makes sense now too, that you were just eating spoonfuls of cinnamon. So that's why just drinking a bunch of pumpkin spice creamer didn't bump you at all.
What are you talking about?
You're like shit. I eat spoonfuls of cinnamon.
What does that have to do with anything?
The creamer is cinnamon flavored. It's pumpkin spice. There's cinnamon in that. Nutmeg and shit.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't try to act like there was no connection at all.
I'm not trying to act like anything. I didn't know what you meant. I was like, wait, how does this help me drinking pumpkin spice?
Because you're used to just going ham on some cinnamon. You ate 2 spoonfuls, you said.
Yeah, but these are wildly apart. These are years apart. I ate 2 spoonfuls of cinnamon when I was in high school.
And now
know,
you're
man.
like, yeah. And then years later, your tongue is still dead from when
Just trying
you made
to
that
just trying to make some callbacks for the fun. I love when you get pissed off when I bring up things that the audience likes about
I'm not
stories.
pissed off at all.
When I try to make callbacks about things that our audience enjoys, and you get really annoyed when I bring them up.
I'm not annoyed at all. I'm literally, at first I didn't know what you're talking about. Now that I know what you're talking about, I'm like, oh yeah, but that's still so far away. I don't know how it would have helped me. It's like being a swimmer in high school, but then like after college, you're like, I used to swim. Used to swim real fast. Now I'm just a guy who can swim.
Okay, I don't think that really applies to what I was saying.
Yeah, like if I had drank the pumpkin spice in high school, I think
Sure.
I'd be fully with you. I'd be like, yeah, I am knocking back loads of cinnamon. So of course
I
I'm
also
not
didn't
gonna.
know it was high school. You just said at work. I
No,
didn't
at
know
the
it was in
restaurant.
high school.
At the restaurant.
I didn't know you worked at the restaurant only in high school. You said the restaurant.
Oh, I thought you knew.
Listen, believe it or not, I don't go throughout my whole life thinking about how your life planned out. You know, what jobs you had when.
I feel like I've said it many times.
You said you worked at a restaurant. I didn't know it was only in high school.
It was in high school and college, so some of college, but yeah.
And you drank pumpkin spice creamer only a couple years after that. I wasn't that far off.
Years though.
It was a joke. It was a fucking joke. You get so touchy about the pumpkin spice shit now.
You're saying I'm touchy, and I'm
You
laughing.
get, I know, but you always, lately, anytime I bring up the pumpkin spice shit, you always get like, well, what does that have to do with anything? Like, you get so, and it's like, just right now, it's the fall too. I'm getting messages from, I'm getting tagged and shit about pumpkin spice because of you.
Yeah, no, I am too.
Yeah,
I feel like they're tagging both of us,
running,
but they message independently.
They do, and it's funny, and I appreciate it. It's a running gag, and now when I bring up the running gag, you're like, and what does that have to do with anything? Why are we even talking about this?
I don't know what you're talking
I didn't
about.
even like it that much.
I feel like you're characterizing a thing that I'm not doing now.
No, this exact thing happened like a couple episodes ago, like not that long ago, where I just referenced the pumpkin spice thing, and you were like, "What does that even have to do?" It's the only time you give me like aggressive pushback on a joke. Is now when it's about the pumpkin spice creamer.
I don't know if I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, how convenient.
But yeah, you put the cinnamon on your tongue and you just don't move it, and then
Yeah, I don't give a shit anymore.
It'll get
Shut
wet.
up.
It'll get wet, and then you can just swallow.
It's the big old helping of wet cinnamon.
Also, the crackers. Have you ever done the saltines? That challenge?
What's the specific challenge on that?
I'm
Is it
pretty
like
sure.
eat
I can't remember if you have to eat 6 or you have to eat 10, but you have to eat that amount of saltines in a minute. And it just like the cinnamon, it dries out your mouth so much that you can't chew, and you know.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that one?
I don't think I did. No.
Oh, that one was one I really couldn't do, and I tried it every which way. I tried to eat them one at a time and keep the mouth wet, and then I've also tried to like eat 3 at a time to get it over with. And either way, at 45 seconds, your mouth is so dry it's not moving.
Do you think we've peaked as a species?
Maybe, but I don't think so though, because
this is what we got right now.
no, because countries like China that only promote educational and good spirited TikToks don't have these problems. They have other problems.
I mean, yeah.
But like the exact problems we have of like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Famous. It's like that's not a thing in a lot of other countries the way it is here.
Right, yeah. Because here we all just want to get paid for being ourselves.
That's actually.
By the way, you can join our Patreon.
That's actually what happens. A lot of celebrities now do go to very specific parts of Europe because they have no celebrity culture. They really do treat you like a regular person.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
No, for sure.
They'll tell you that they saw you on something, but they won't freak out. It just doesn't even occur to them.
Right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Norway is that way or something. Somebody was telling me that Norway, like some of the Scandinavian countries, don't have that at all.
Oh, really?
That's what they said. I don't know.
They always get ranked as like being happy as fuck over there.
That's also probably what it is too. Is like, yes, you end up seeing like Matthew McConaughey or Sylvester Stallone, but you're also so happy in your life that you're just like, hey, I saw you in the movie Mud and you're really good. Do you want some ice cream, or like, do you want? I'm just doing really well, and this is a great ice cream shop. Like,
I would love that interaction. Hey, I saw you in the movie. I'm doing really well.
I'm doing really well. So
Unrelated. I'm doing great.
Are you hungry? Because my friends and I
Yeah.
are about to go out to eat. If you want to come, I see you're by yourself, which must suck.
Yeah.
I don't have that because I have a great support system.
I'm surrounded by love over here.
I'm surrounded by family and friends who care about me deeply, and because we all have health care, we don't have any sort of like weird bitterness that we haven't worked out. It's really nice. Do you hungry?
I've never hyperventilated. It's great to see you.
It's really, really nice to meet you. Some people might be nervous meeting you because they don't have enough fulfillment in their lives, and I don't have that at all because I don't know if you've heard about our government and country, but we tend to handle things pretty well.
Yeah. Frankly, you should be nervous to meet me. Just because.
I'd be nervous if I was you, because if I were you, I'd be coming to a country with no health insurance of my own. Oof.
I'd meet a person like me and be like, man, I'm nowhere that happy, and that'd probably mess up my day. Anyway,
Yeah.
see you later.
And you're
Have a
like
great
rich
day.
or something, right?
You'd seem very wealthy, but I have the wealth of family and friends.
It is crazy that it took you being as wealthy as you are to get where I am as not a wealthy person.
Yeah, and I've been happy like way longer than you.
You may not
Matthew
even be
McConaughey.
happy now because you're worried about not being rich a decade from now.
Do you want a picture with me?
Yeah. Do you want a picture with a happy guy?
Yeah, so you can look at it sometimes and just compare yourself to how sad you look next to me, a very happy person.
I'm just wondering, you know.
Anything else, or do you want to just mailbag it?
Yeah.
Well, let's open up the mailbag. Let's do a review first. This one, this is a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is from Ballantyne 9K, and the title of it is "Worth Dealing with Apple Podcasts." I hate the Apple Podcast app, and I took the time to reinstall it just for this. Well, thanks. I have gone through the entire catalog in the last few weeks, and it has me laughing like a maniac. Both Logan and Josh have great energy to bring to the show. Each episode is like a wheel of random insanity as we listen to how Josh makes simple choices into harrowing escapes from his own bad choices. It deserves 10 internet points for each time they make each other laugh. I hope to catch them when they do shows in Chicago. Now, what can you spend internet points on?
More internet, like maybe faster internet.
Oh, see, now that'd be something.
No, maybe
I'd
the
take that.
internet is literally so fast that you can't slow it down. Like as soon as you think it happens.
As soon as you think what, it happens.
As soon as you think about what page you want to go to, you're on it.
See, now this I don't like, because now you're making the internet read my mind.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's reading your mind because as you're having the thought, it goes to the page.
Now I don't want these points. I was excited at first, but now these points are
Take your
very
points.
stressful.
It's no problem.
Okay, Josh can have the points. Really rack up those internet points.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to. Yeah, could you spend internet points to create a new trend or challenge?
Ooh, yeah, good question. I feel like
Yeah.
that would be
Like, ooh, we better do this guy's challenge. Look how many internet points he has.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll give us some.
Yeah, this guy knows how to get points.
Yeah, this
So
guy
let's
knows how
follow
to get-
his trend.
Yeah.
From this trend, we'll gain. It's like a pyramid scheme I've created out of internet points.
I think we already do it with money. Man, this guy's a lot of money. We should probably just do what he says. And then maybe we'll get some of his money. Or maybe we'll be able to get our own money like him. And then you
Yeah.
buy the book and it doesn't help you in life at all.
Okay, fair. Okay, so then I don't know. Can I like an arcade? Can I just buy candy with it, or like a Tootsie Roll, or like a little army guy? Can I do that with the internet points instead?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, if that's what you want to do with them, it just seems like maybe a waste.
I just don't want to leave them on the table.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know when I'll come back to this internet again.
To this Dave and Buster's, yeah.
This online Dave and Buster's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, an online Dave and Buster's would be sad, huh? Like a VR Dave and Buster's.
A VR Dave and Buster's would be a huge bummer to like do the punch out machine and it doesn't go that far. But you're like,
Doesn't go that far.
how was I supposed to do better? I can't hit it.
The game you really want to play is broken.
Mm-hmm.
There's just kids running around.
Yeah.
The server never checks back in with you. Just a really accurate Dave and Buster's sim. Can someone make that? Can someone make a very accurate Dave and Buster's simulator? Let me see. I'll just grab an email here. This one here is from Jade. Sorry. One of those ones where like the name of the email was, I'll say kind of an intense concept, but then at the bottom they signed it. So I went down to check. So this is from Jade.
That's completely fair.
But this is called Sleepwalker. Hi, Josh and Logan. I listened to the episode about sleepwalking yesterday and felt a bit called out. I realized that I sleepwalk around the age of 10, and I'm in my 30s now. It's usually something like opening or closing a window, turning a fan or heater off or on, changing clothes or getting blankets, etc., eating spoonfuls of cinnamon, that kind of stuff. I added that last one. Etc., as well as trips to the bathroom. In my 20s, I realized that I also sleep eat. This wasn't brought on by too much inebriation because I was sober when was sober for over 2 years and lived alone. Okay, let me take that sentence again. This wasn't brought on by too much inebriation because I was sober for over 2 years and lived alone. I once woke up to clear evidence that I had made and parentheses must have ate a whole sandwich in my sleep. I mean, I think that level of alarming is based on the size of sandwich, I think.
Yeah, because if it was a foot long, you have a problem.
Foot long, if it was a party sub.
Yeah. But if it was like what was left of a panini.
Yeah, that's not terrible. You don't got to feel too bad. But yeah, if you ordered and ate a party sub in your sleep. This has only caused a real problem once, although recently waking up with a bottle of ranch and a roll of toilet papers on my windowsill and no explanation was a little harrowing.
What makes this such a scary thing is that you, for free, for sleep and for free, are having full drunk blackout hangover experiences.
Yeah.
You know?
You're having those...
Like all you did was go to sleep. Someone else would have had to drink the entire bottle.
Yeah. Someone else would have missing time.
Yeah.
You're just regularly going to sleep and then waking up with a bottle of ranch and roll of toilet paper on your windowsill.
And like a sore knuckle.
And my face painted like a tiger.
Yeah, I think I may have beat the shit out of someone.
Shit, did I get into a fight at a carnival? Shit. About 6 years ago, I was out of town and staying with a friend of a friend, a very sweet retired vegan couple.
They woke up with a horse head in their bed.
Yeah, I made them a full hog roast. They came down to it on their counter with an apple in its mouth. They had a guest bed and bath and were always ready to offer a home-cooked meal or fruit from their garden. So when I broke their TV in my sleep, I was understandably extremely ashamed. I was dreaming that I was trying to pull open a very heavy door. Unfortunately, I was acting that out in the room, and the door was a tall, heavy dresser with an old box TV on top. Oh, a box TV, too. Those are big.
Yeah.
Those are heavy.
Yeah.
That's back when TVs had weight. I woke up when the TV fell face first and shattered. Damn, you must have dropped it too, because those things are hard to break. I swept up all the broken glass and waited with dread for the morning, afraid of angering the most hospitable people I'd met. This ended up being a beautiful lesson in forgiveness for me, as the wife told me that they'd wanted to update that TV for years, but wanted to wait until it didn't work anymore. Well, it didn't work anymore. I have stopped keeping junk food readily available in my kitchen, so when I wake up and realize I had slept 8, it was usually fruit or something healthy. Sometimes I think about keeping a security camera so when I see what the hell I do at night, but I quickly realized it would feel like watching the Paranormal Activity movies. That was going to be my follow-up thing. Is like, I don't know if you'd want to watch that. Also,
having loud foods is a very good idea. Like having just carrots. If I'm going to like sleep eat, it's going to be something that's going to wake me up.
It's going to be carrots and Pop Rocks. That's what I keep near my bed. Take care and sleep well. Thank you, Jade. Yeah, but I don't know. I think about like actually watching yourself sleepwalk. That would feel spooky. Even if you know you do it. You're watching you not being you.
Yeah.
Like not in control of you.
Yeah.
And then, what if, say, you see something else? You don't want to accidentally become a ghost hunter.
It would be funny if you were tracking your sleepwalking and then you saw a ghost.
And you're like, oh shit, there's just demons in this house.
Like,
I just wanted to see where I kept hiding the butter.
So I did eat that bag of popcorn, but the pentagram was not me.
That was not me. I was blaming myself.
Okay.
Also, too, I think them saying like, oh, we were going to replace it anyway. I think that was them saying that out of fear. That was them just being like, oh, we don't want to anger this person, so they don't.
Clearly little and strong.
And we don't want to get strangled in both of our sleeps. I'm kidding. Well, that's good. That turned out the best way possible then.
Yeah.
To spike a TV on the ground like you just won the Super Bowl.
Or lost.
Fair.
Well, thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. You can also find me at Josh Johnson on Twitter and Josh J Comedy on Facebook. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into our mailbag, those are the two ways to do it. You can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, or you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. And if you want bonus content and want to contribute to the show, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and video stuff and replays of virtual live shows that we've been doing throughout this year. So head on over there and check it out. All the links and everything are in the episode bio. So everything we've mentioned, right there.
It's all happening.
It's all happening. It's all happening. It's all clickable.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stop. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification, because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
Dallas, Texas, please make some noise for Josh Johnson!
It is crazy to me that everybody, no matter who you are a different person to everybody that you know. Like, we have the idea in our heads, we understand that we're different to our parents than we are to our friends, than we are to our coworkers. But I mean, like, every single person. Just because of when we meet each other, how we meet each other, what we mean to each other and everything. I have a friend from growing up. His name is Squish. And Squish got his name because he's pretty accident prone. In fact, the way I met Squish was he was walking, and this kid was in the cafeteria, and he stepped on a pickle. And this kid flew. He stepped on the pickle like he stepped on a Hot Wheel. I didn't know pickles had that type of movement. The pickle didn't even disintegrate. He just stayed on it perfectly, like a roller skate, and couldn't stop himself, like a Looney Tune. One leg in the air, one leg on the pickle, and couldn't seem to get off. And he was screaming the whole time. Ah! This man was Janelle Monáeing across the floor in a panic. Ah! And this kid slid into some trash cans hard. And so I run up, some other kids run up, and from then on, he was known as Squish. And some of his accidents aren't even his fault. Like, we had a classroom fish. It was floating in the tank, swimming around, everything, and it was a different person's turn to feed the fish every day, and whoever fed the fish last didn't close the slide in the top of the tank back, and so the fish popped out. The tank landed on the floor and was bouncing around a little bit, and Squish just happened to be walking by. And we all screamed. We were like, "No!" And he was like, "What?" Squish's number one accident that solidified his nickname and his understanding to us as a clumsy person actually happened on a field trip to Dallas. Yeah, so we were all hanging out, getting some food, because the field trip was like all planned out. We had a thick itinerary, and so we got to have lunch at this Italian place, and Squish got some spaghetti to go as well. And of course, throughout the course of us walking around, he trips and falls on his spaghetti. But he doesn't just trip and fall on the spaghetti. He manages. Normally when you fall on to-go plate, it stays where it is. This kid fell and somehow managed to get all of the spaghetti from his stomach to the top of his head covered in marinara sauce. It was like there was more marinara sauce on him than there was in the to-go plate. And unfortunately, it was a field trip to the book depository. So if you were passing by, all you saw was a kid covered in marinara and spaghetti on his head going, "Help!" I remember when Squish got married. I remember when he had a kid. And I remember when his wife told him, and it's wild because when she told, I wish he had been doing a bit or something, just making a cute little joke for the two of them. But she said, "We're pregnant," and without missing a beat, he went. Because now Squish has a kid, and this kid calls him Dad. That's wild to me. It's wild that the people that I grew up with are upgrowing people. That feels crazy. That genuinely feels unacceptable. That the people that I grew up with are making new people that don't know what they're like. Because I know these people. This kid calls Squish Dad. I'm like, "Oh, that's not Dad, that's Squish." No, you weren't around, but... No. And I'm thinking about it so much because I am older now than my parents were when they had me. And it sort of recontextualized every memory. Because every year that I get older and I'm just going about my life, I think about how they were the age that I am now, but with me. I'll have a bad day and think, "Oh, this is the worst," and not thinking about how they used to hang out with me, but not when I was like fun. They had to hang out with a version of me that couldn't read. So you're already having a bad day, and now somebody that can't read is making it worse. You picking them up from school, they sitting in the back all, and now you have to try to figure out what's wrong with somebody who can't read. Because they won't tell you, one, because they're a kid and they're being all secretive and everything, but also because they can't read, so they don't even know the words to describe what they're feeling. You gotta do charades to see what's wrong. That's tough. I think back how my mom, a lot of the moms of the kids that I went to school with, like when you're a parent, I can't imagine being a parent. I cannot imagine being a parent right now, being a kid right now. I feel like I barely did all right with what I had, you know what I mean? When I was growing up, because I have a lot of empathy for the people who are trying to raise a good person, doing your best to just make a good person. And the way I look at it, the way I look at life lessons is a lot like lunch. Because, as the parent, the person who has knowledge, the person who's trying to do what's best for your kid, you can make them the best lunch possible. And when I say the best lunch possible, I mean actually everything that they need. There's vegetables, there's fruits, there's some protein in there. You go ahead, you got the fiber. Everybody forgets the fiber. You got to get your fiber. You don't want to be full of protein and no fiber. You just be sitting there stuck. You did everything. You got vitamins and minerals in there. You got things to keep them hydrated, give them energy, make sure the bones grow, make sure the brain's healthy. You did everything. And then you send them to school with that lunch. But then it's up to them. Once they're not around you, you don't know You have no idea. Maybe they're going ahead and they're taking out like the one sweet thing in that lunch, and then they just dump out the rest. I went to school with a girl just like that. She loved lunch. Lunch was her favorite because she was a wheeler dealer. She was a broker at lunch. I've never seen anybody finesse like this before. She would start lunch with one snack pack. She would end it with 16 cookies, and we would all have been had, and we didn't understand how. We all just sit here, no treats, because she had mixed us up so much. She was the only person I've ever seen in my entire life during lunch going ahead and selling cookie futures. She was over here like, I'm good for a snack pack every day, all right? So you give me the cookie now, I'll give you a snack pack tomorrow. Now, that snack pack, you're going to keep it for a little bit, but he's going to have M&Ms on Thursday. And she did this every day. Every day she finessed the entire class out of everything. And her parents made her a good lunch, but we're not really trying to hit that celery right now. Not when we got delicious brownies homemade. And after a while, it took some time, but after a while she showed up to school and she had this rash and she was always tired and stuff. And we found out later that her parents had to take her to, the doctor, and she had scurvy. In the modern age, it is damn near impossible to get scurvy because every day, even by accident, you slipping into vitamin C. You know how many treats you gotta be eating with nothing good to hit the scurvy? This little girl had scurvy, like a Caribbean pirate. Because her parents were doing their best for lunch. They prepared her as best as possible. They gave her everything good. But then when you're around your friends, when you're alone, a parent can't know what's going to happen after that. Like, there's a show on Netflix called Adolescence. And I watched it. And I think it is a very well-made show. Out of all the critiques I've heard about the show, and there are plenty, I have not heard anyone say that the acting isn't phenomenal or that the camera work isn't incredibly interesting, But it's a tough watch, and it's heavy, and it brings up a lot of things I think are important to talk about because it sparked all these conversations online. It's the most watched English-speaking show in Netflix's history, and there are people being like, oh, finally we're discussing the way that misogyny has creeped in online into every facet of society. And then there are other people being like, no, it's a moral panic. Like, these things are bad, but we're blowing it out of proportion. And so that discussion I do feel like is important. And only one person, this was one woman I was talking to that was like, it's my favorite show of all time. And I was like, ugh. Favorite all time ever? Did you watch the whole thing and that's your favorite thing you've ever watched? I'm not judging. I'm just saying that's a lot like being like, my favorite place to go is the dentist. It's like, all right, I mean, it's good that you went, but just you telling me that makes you feel good? You love that? You love somebody just playing in your mouth like that? Quizzing you while flossing you? That's your favorite thing? It's just as odd to me. To each their own. But I do think it's really important that we have these conversations, and it started making me think about my own life, When I was little, I didn't even know what it would mean to have a girlfriend, really. And I only think I thought about girlfriends because adults would like pitch me on the cheek and be like, oh, you're so cute, you must have a little girlfriend. You got a little girlfriend? I'd be like, nah. You're not around the rest of the time. I'm actually quite a lot. But there was someone who I used to eat lunch with for a little while there. And sometimes we'd eat lunch for the whole period of lunch, and sometimes she would just come over, to make sure we chatted before lunch was over. And we would always split my cookie, right? I'd break my cookie in half, and we would chat. And I knew that I got to do every day at school my two favorite things, which was talk to her and eat cookies. And so she'd come over, we break bread, cookie bread, we break bread and everything. We talk about all sorts of stuff. And I didn't know what it would be like to have a girlfriend, but I knew if I was gonna have a girlfriend, it would be her, right? This is who I like talking to, it's who I like spending time with, it's the only person I'll share my cookie with. And one day, I was walking to the monkey bars, get some swings in. It was good to get the shoulders working. And when I got up to those monkey bars, I wasn't right up on them, I was still at a distance, but I saw her kissing a boy. And I was distraught. I saw them kissing, I was like, no! I didn't even think of kissing! Is that what boyfriends and girlfriends do? Hey, we little, so they not even really kissing, they more just butting heads and everything. But even so, I was torn up. I was like, no! We share cookies every day. She'd get my cookie crumbs all on his lips. And I didn't go up to the monkey bars. I went to the little castle that we had on the playground, and man, I cried. I was torn up, And I didn't know what to do in that moment. I didn't know how to fix the way I was feeling, and it felt like I had done something wrong, even though it was just life happening. This person was still someone who I liked very much, but I was like, no, what to kiss? Did the cookie mean nothing? I was so torn up. When we went back to class, I couldn't even learn. Teacher sitting there with a word problem, simple word problem, trying to get me to hit that 3 + 4, and I was like, 3 kisses plus 4 kisses is one broken man. And I think it's the discussions that are arising because of the show, I think are important because whether it feels like it or not, we are all each other's responsibility. And I think that there's something happening, it's happening to young men, it's happening to boys where these things online, whether it's, whatever, red pill, manosphere, whatever you want to blame, there's a certain rhetoric that at least fills in some blanks and tells you this is the way that the world is, this is how you fit into the world. And it's an assuredness that the people around you don't seem to have. Because when that happened, when that kiss happened, when you're a kid, you see things in black and white. You haven't lived long enough to find nuance in between every experience. And so I didn't see that as like, oh, this is my friend, but she happens to like this person or also like this person or like this person more. I internalized all of it. I was like, no, she likes him because I'm ugly. That's got to be what it is, right? Or she hates me and she likes him. Everything has to be very distinct. And that's tough. I think it's something that we would hopefully be better at recognizing because it's the same thing that happens to young women. Like when I was a kid, especially when I got to be a teenager and stuff, I was angry. I had all the regular problems. It wasn't like anything extra was happening. But one time an adult sat me down that I was talking to for a long time, and they said something that stuck with me ever since, because I was just telling them how I felt about everything, how I felt about myself and the world and the people around me, and it all stemmed into this one question. They were like, who taught you to hate yourself? And I couldn't answer it. Because the truth is that I don't know if it's that explicit, and I don't think that it needs to be. When you're young and you're just trying to make your way through the world, I think it's a balance that gets created with the people around you and with yourself, and it's easy to tip, I don't know if anyone was running up to young women specifically, making sure that they felt like they were ugly. They just told them that everything that wasn't them around them was beautiful. And so then you have something very similar happening to young boys right now that's coming from all these different directions. And I don't think it should ever be a contest. I know one thing impacts another thing, and there are people that when someone is hurt, they become hurt too as a result. But I think that it's not really about who has it worse when we all have it bad. Sometimes when somebody's going through something and they're open about it, if it's not the person that we decided to band around, right? If it's like a unique person going through something and they're sharing it, sometimes the response, instead of being empathy, is almost backlash, right? They're going through something and they're being open about it, and people are responding with like, oh, boo-hoo, you'll be fine. It's all good, right? But this person is coming to you earnestly, and they're going through something, you know? Like, we don't really, if I'm being honest, we don't really talk about the like body dysmorphia that a lot of men have. There are men packed into gyms trying to look like the action figure. Meanwhile, the action figure doesn't look like a person. Like, that's not, like, your knees aren't supposed to be as big as your head. You're just never gonna get there. That's not how people are built. No one does that. No. And even more than like body dysmorphia in men, the thing that I don't think I hear anybody talking about is strength dysmorphia. I know a lot of men, good men, who have looked at a box or a pool table or a TV and thought to themselves, I can pick it up. We are losing more backs in this country to men's strength dysmorphia than anything else. Strength dysmorphia is the number one cause of hernias in men. Because then you'll try to help. You'll try to be that person, to be there for them. Be like, hey, wait until we can get some help. Don't do it by yourself. And they'll be like, you don't think I can pick it up? And you're like, it's not about me. Your knees don't think you can pick it up. Your legs don't think you can pick it up. Your back doesn't think you can pick it up. Your glutes don't think you can pick it up. One time I was on a road trip with some friends, and we heard it when the tire popped. We heard it immediately. So we pull over, right? And our friend who was driving, it's his car. He had everything ready to go. Had the spare tire, everything changed the tire, except he forgot the jack. So then our friend Jack says to us with a straight face, all right, everybody just, y'all get in position and everything, get ready to change this stuff, and I'll just pick it up and y'all change it, I'll put it back down. I had questions. I was like, pick up what, change what? He was like, no, look, y'all pick it up and, you know, start changing, I'll put it back down. It may take us a couple tries, but we'll get there. There are two types of people who can pick up a car. One are strong men. And by strong men, I don't just mean men that are strong. I mean actual competitors, like strong men. All they do is train and work out and lift heavy things. They almost look like the action figure, but they're not quite there because your knees are only going to get so big, right? But they got very big shoulders, big head, everything, big arms, and they pick up boulders and they put them on top of stuff. And then sometimes they pull trucks. They have the chain and they pull, and you can see that tire moving a little bit. You're like, he is moving it. Wow. You can watch it on ESPN2. That type of man, that man right there, he'll never turn around fast, but he can pick up a car. You touch him on the shoulder, it's gonna be a while before he gets to you. But he could pick up a car, okay? He will never kill a fly. He's not gonna be that quick with it. But if you need a donkey murdered by punching it in the face, he can get that. It's dead. That's one of the type of people that can pick up a car. The second type of person that can pick up a car is a mother whose baby is under the car. And even then, even in that scenario, she can pick up the car because the part of her brain, out of concern for her child, that would normally say, girl, think about your joints, has shut off. It's not like she picks up the car, gets the baby out of the way, and is fine afterward. Her ligaments are shot. But she can do it. So unless, bro, you've been doing some exercises that we haven't seen, or there's a child under the tire that you care about very much, I don't think this is gonna work. And he's like, you don't think I can do it? I was like, it's not about me. Your legs don't think you can do it. Your back doesn't think you can do it. Your glutes don't think you can do it. But he wanted to try. And so everybody got out of the car. Everybody got in a position. You know, one friend was there with a spare tire. Other friend was there getting ready to start unscrewing everything. I didn't have a job, so I just stood there, you know, as a witness to record, you know. And we know that there is a way to work out. We know if you want to lift, there's a way to do it correctly. You're trying to deadlift, trying to squat, you get your legs shoulder width apart. You go ahead and make sure your knees stay in line with your feet so you're not buckling one way or the other. You go ahead and put your butt out when you're trying to pick it up. You keep your back neutral, keep your core engaged and everything. You lift it up, make sure your neck is neutral and stuff. We know all of these things. This man got in the weirdest position I've ever seen in my entire life. This man got, okay, so he got under the bumper like, okay. Y'all get it? We were like, no, it didn't move, because it's a car. How long did you think you were lifting it? What world are you in? And he's like, oh, you know what? That's my bad. No, I'm doing it wrong. I'm gonna turn around. Turn around. You know that lift that's famous for being much easier, where they go to the Olympics and they put the bar behind them to pick it up. You know, that thing that we've all seen before. This fool turned around, put his back to the car, like, okay. And then he had the nerve to be like, y'all ready? Y'all must have got it that time, right? And we're like, no, it didn't move because it's a car. You can feel yourself not moving it, right? And I knew he was hurt this time because he just wanted to walk off. But he was still in position. He was like, I'm done messing with y'all. Y'all not even serious. I can't believe it. Oh. Over here doing my job for me. That's right. Don't apologize. Let them think I earned those extra laughs. No, but the truth of the matter is that you have the same thing happening, you know? We kind of, I'm not saying we figured it out, but we kind of addressed it with the Barbie in theory, and there's something that's like laid out all across the internet, and it's made me think about the question that I was asked: who taught you to hate yourself? And I finally answered it in my own head. It's probably whoever taught you to hate yourself is probably selling you something. That's all it is. We recognize it. We've learned to see it with women when it comes to makeup, when it comes to a certain fit, all that stuff. But with men, you don't see it called out in that same way. Just trust me, all these dudes, all these manosphere bros, all these red pill dudes, every single one of these guys is also selling a course. Oh, that's curious. I thought we were brothers and you wanted to help me get girls. Why are you selling me? Okay. And some of it, we have to remember, because all of these people, no matter who you're talking about, young boys, young girls, all these people are very young, they're very impressionable, and they're trying to get a sense of the world. And you can fill the lunchbox as best as possible. But one thing that's assured is that all of your best qualities will not just be passed down. I wish it was true. And you can fill that lunchbox with as many good things as possible. But it then is up to them, when they're with their friends, when they're by themselves, to actually look at what's been given to them. And not just trade it for a bunch of junk. Because now you have parents who feel like out of nowhere they're meeting a new person, a person that they didn't raise. They hear these things being said that they never taught their kid, and they're like, where did this come from? And some of it, not all of it, but a good portion of it can be blamed on being online. I think it's a mistake to just say that it's online throughout. Just go ahead and throw away the phone. Don't let the kid get on the computer or anything, because the people posting these things are real people out in the world. So those ideas are running rampant in the world anyway. But I do think that it's in how algorithms are built. You know, you show genuine curiosity for one thing, and all they're trying to do as a company is hold your attention, keep you on the platform. So they see you choose one thing, so they send you more of that thing. And so it sends you down a rabbit hole. We always blame ourselves for falling down a rabbit hole, but it is what's served to us after we just watch one thing. You know, you watch one alpaca kick somebody in the chest. And then socials are sure, they're like, this must be his favorite thing. Let's go ahead and keep running them. You know? And I'm blessed that I am who I am. I was born when I was born. I have my own problems, my own worries and everything. The hardest life you're ever gonna have to live is your own, which is why I do my best not to judge anybody. Because I think genuinely that if I had been born as them in a different time, I'd probably be just like them. You know, and so I truly believe that one of the it's so funny when somebody tries to start a clap, but y'all aren't like feeling it. It's like I don't say anything for claps, but every once in a while somebody feels moved to clap, but then they realize it's not like an everybody clap. Like, No. I didn't want to, but I didn't mind. You know, let me earn it. But the truth is that, like, when it's that easy, I think we have to look at these problems as interlinked. You know, because people talk about incels, they talk about people who've taken the black pill, all that stuff like that. And you got to recognize truly that these like incels, whatever people end up calling them, they don't really hate women. They hate themselves. That's where all that comes from. And I can only imagine if I was a kid now and I came home and I got online and I typed in to Google or any platform, especially social, why would she eat my cookie but then kiss somebody else? I'm in for a world of trouble. I'm immediately, with one prompt, getting into some really bad stuff. Because I bet you, because the people online are not necessarily talking to anyone. They're speaking to their own experiences and broadcasting them, projecting them on other people in every situation. And so if I type that in, I'm not getting back the answer I would get from an adult that's like, hey, look, these things happen. Maybe this person knew that you liked them. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe the same thing would have happened either way. I know that's hard to hear, but there are so many people in the world. There's billions of people in the world. There are more people in the world than you can count right now because you're not great at math. That's what, to me, I'm not acting like I'm an expert. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a sociologist. I haven't met every person. I don't know what everyone is going through. But to me, that's the key. That's what solves it when people are like, what do we do? What do we do? You just stay in each other's lives as much as possible. You know? All of this missing stuff gets filled in by the internet because we aren't there to do it. And I don't just mean parents. I mean like real community. I mean everyone that you know. Do you tell the people in your life that you know that you love them all the time? Do you never let a day go by without the people in your life knowing and feeling like they're loved by you? It just takes you. It only takes you. And so when you have something like that happen, you type it, you come home, you're crying, you're like, why was she with the cookie and the kisses? I'm not likely to get someone who's going to give me a solid answer, an answer I can take to the rest of my life. You know? I'm probably going to get somebody coming on, big old shoulders, being like, that's right, that's what women do, they take cookies. And best believe, brother, she's coming for your cookie tomorrow. And next time she won't want half, she's gonna want the whole thing. That's why you gotta shut these women down before they get your cookie. If it even gets that specific. I remember I was in college. College was the first time that, like a lot of people, that I was out of the house, and I was really out there by myself. I had to make all new friends. It was good for me though. I had to just get acquainted with a new environment, and I had never been somewhere where it was all up to me. Go to bed whenever you want, do whatever you want, eat whatever you want, right? As long as you're getting good grades, nobody really cares. As long as you're not causing a bunch of havoc, no one's gonna say anything. And I made a friend when I was in college, and we had a conversation one night that was genuinely transformative because when someone opens up, and I'm not trying to be particular here, but it's true. When someone opens up, especially a man that's never opened up before, what happens next in that moment is crucial. It's incredibly important. Mishandling that moment almost guarantees that not only will the wall go back up, it's gonna have another layer of bricks. It's gonna be even harder to break down. And we just got to talking. I don't even know who shared first, but he told me things. He told me about his anxiety, depression, his feeling, his lack of purpose, all the things that he thought that he was missing in the world, and everything that he thought he was not worth, and things he thought he would never get. And it was all just like coming out so earnestly. And so then I did the same. I told him things. I told him about my anxiety, my depression. I told him about everything that I was going through, how I felt about myself, how I felt about the world, the people around me. Like nothing would really matter if I was here or not, right? And we shared for a while. And then when it was over, we realized like we were the only people we had told these things to. Everything else, we expected to just take to the grave, and we had just told it to each other because there was someone there to listen. And I know sometimes it can happen where like a man opens up to you and you don't know what to do. And so I'll give you one tip. If you really don't know what to say, if things are coming at you and they're things you would have never imagined coming out of this man's mouth, just hit him with a word. It won't fix everything, but it's a good placeholder. Because as men, sometimes word is all we really need. We're like, yep, you get it. See, you get it. But truly, we shared a lot. And in that moment, we didn't know what to do, so we just hugged it out. And don't get me wrong, it was a manly hug. You know, we tightened our arms around each other and we hit the pats. That's how you hug as a man. You go ahead with the... Watch the end of Top Gun Maverick. Both those men ready to cry, and they still do. I don't know what to do, so I gotta hit it. And it was a long hug because once again, these are things we thought we would never be able to tell anybody else, and we're holding on to each other tight, and we're patting each other back hard. And I'm not proud of it. But eventually, I did burp. And what happens in the moment that a man opens up to you and you open up to another man is crucial. When I burped, I was like, no. I'm never opening up again, okay? What I look like? I just poured my soul out and I got burped by my boy? Never. No, we not on that. Oh. But I genuinely believe from the bottom of my heart, for every person, no matter how you feel, and then some of that feeling is going to be advertisements shooting at you. Oh, you'll just be whole when you have this, when you get this. Someone trying to sell you something, trying to make you feel less so then you can be at least level after they give you their thing. But truly, I hope everyone can really hear this and understand this. If you are in the world, I remember when it was told to me for the first time, it also stuck with me. If you're part of the world, you must be worth the world. And I hope that everybody can feel that way, that you're really worth the world, because you're here. And I think about it because there's a whole new generation of people coming up. They're dealing with something we've never had to deal with before. Like I think of Squish's kid. I was very nervous when Squish became a father because he has dropped everything I've ever seen him hold. He's one of the clumsiest mans. It's insane. But he is kind, and he is generous, and he has a good heart. And it'll be a better world if Squish's kid is like him. I hope that that's possible. I hope he can turn out just like his dad. It'll be a better world. It'll be a more haphazard world. Like it'll be a different type of dangerous, but